Ladies and gentlemen, we are live with Stirling Cooper in Louisiana. Woo! Glad to be here. Let's do it. Let's get it started, David.
All right. I'm 19. I work on scaffolding in New Mexico with my dad and brother, earning $6,000 a month.
Hold on. Yo, toss me some of them.
And how you going? Good day, and fucking right.
Thank you. Proceed.
I'm 19. I work on scaffolding in New Mexico with my dad and brother, earning $6,000 a month. How do I tell my parents that TRW is a university that will help me make money and take care of them? They don't want me at home making an online business.
Man, I'd say you do both. And then what I would do is get in there and find a way to grow the business through TRW through using the marketing platforms. So if you helped your dad in the scaffolding business, you still made the money. And then on the side, when you had extra time, you were in the real world, learning how to market and grow the business. You could show your parents actual numbers instead of just making promises to them. Well, that's what I would do if I were you.
All right, next question. Hi guys, I'm working at a construction abroad. Won't have a car for 1 to 5 years. Denmark has 150% taxes on that. It'll be a home gym, no girls, focused on e-com. How should I overcome it and make it?
I'll take it.
What exactly does he mean, like overcome? What's he overcoming? Like he's grinding.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I get it. Like, is he referring to not having a car? That's the problem?
Yeah, won't have a car for 1 to 5 years. I'm assuming he's in Denmark as well.
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't sound like it's going to be a big deal in Denmark. Like, public transport's pretty good in Denmark. But
Yeah, man, just hit the gym hard, focus on your business, and everything else will fall into place. It'd be easy.
Justin, I'm a 16-year-old kid who did $450,000 in revenue last year. 150K profit doing e-commerce.
Nice.
Although getting bad grades in school and teachers getting annoyed with me, what do you recommend I do?
Be respectful as possible and just keep on making your money, man. Do as much as you can just to not make a big splash, and you'll be fine.
yeah. Sounds like you're doing fantastic as it is, man.
Yeah. Sounds like I should be asking you advice.
Like, 16? Holy crap.
16 years old, man. I think you're gonna be okay, man. Just keep your mouth shut. I should probably keep my mouth
We
shut.
played a little bit of that.
Justin, how concerned are you with AI? Are you investing in it or using it for content creation?
Yeah, we're absolutely using AI, man. I'm not concerned with it. Luke made a great speech in the real world recently, and he said, for all of you guys that are concerned with AI taking your job, that's not what's going to happen. What's going to happen is the guys that hustle a lot are going to be able to 10x, 100x, their output. So I'm not concerned with AI taking over at all. Certainly not concerned about it in construction, and I'm not concerned about it in real estate. And if you're concerned about it, you're just not looking at it the right way. You need to look at it as a lever, not as something that's going to take your job, man. No, I'm not worried about it at all.
Yeah. You saw that I think you posted this photo on Twitter, like, hey, ChatGPT, finish this building?
Yeah.
Nothing to worry about.
It's not going to happen, and they're not going to print one either, man. So I think y'all are okay.
Logan Gage with $20. I own a tree service in South Missouri. White and black people are lazy. Do you recommend hiring Mexicans or H-2B workers? Also a TRW, also a student TRW. Any courses or lessons you strongly recommend? Plan to join War Room in one day. So plan to join War Room one day. Yeehaw.
Yeah, man, look, I don't think white people or black people are lazy. I think that Americans right now have a hard time being able to get excited about a job that is with their hands. And I think the reason the Hispanic guys like it so much is because they can send the money back home and there's a multiplier on the currency. I don't necessarily think there's anything wrong with white people, black people, or anything like that, man. I just think it's about expectation. Happiness is the gap between expectation and reality. And if you're an American and you're used to going on your phone and seeing guys on social media making money drop shipping from beach somewhere in Dubai, it's really hard to get into the trade type jobs. That said, I think there's a future for any American, white, black, or Hispanic, that wants to get on the tools and learn something and then learn how to grow a business or even become management. In 10 years, I think people are going to be saying the hack is to become a plumber or electrician or an HVAC guy. So be easy on those American guys if you can. Try to be graceful. Maybe if you could show those guys a future, they could have something, get excited about, something to be proud of. But overall, I don't think it's their fault. I just think it's the times that we're in. It's a sad situation. But try to be as graceful as you can with them. Do I think Hispanic guys are good in the workplace? Yeah, I do. But it's not because they make less money. It's really just because they turn up and do their job. But I know plenty of guys, white, black, Hispanic, that all turn up and do their job. It's just about finding the right people, man. So that's what I would tell you.
Luke Hickson with $10. Hey, Top J. I'm 6 foot, 165 pounds, 11% body fat. What can I tell a tailor to get my suits fitted like yours? I got one tailored, but it turned out pretty bad. I swear, look at the hoodies that I do in that suit.
Huh.
Yeah, man, he just didn't cut it tight enough for you. What you want to do is, Sterling, can I just show him on you?
Yeah.
What you want to do, man, is get him to cut it. When you turn this way, you want to get him to pull it in here because that's going to pull the ribs and it's going to make it tighter across your chest. What you have is a baggy one that's going straight down. You want him to pinch it right up here through the back. And when he pulls it through the back, it's going to make your back look better. It's going to fit better here, and then it'll bring it tight here, which will make the chest kind of V out and come forward a little bit. Just get him to tight. You can take the same suit, get him to pull it into the back, and make it tight in the back, and the front will look right. That's how I do every one of my suits, man. I've bought suits from Burlington Coat Factory. In fact, some of the suits I wear today, they're not even expensive suits. They're just cut right. So just bring it back to them. Tell them you want to pull it in the back to create that V taper going down your back and across your chest. And you want them to fit like a glove. And if somebody makes fun of you, it's just because you got their attention.
Also, like, maybe you're not comfortable wearing suits yet. Like,
could be.
You gotta be aware. Like, you walk with confidence when you're wearing a suit. You're comfortable in a suit, right?
Yeah.
The average American probably isn't as comfortable in a full tailored suit just because they're not used to walking around in one, right? So just get used to like owning it and wearing it like that.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that, man. There's a man in a suit and then there's a man in a suit.
Yeah.
You know, so you'll be fine, man. Tighten it up.
Vic123 with 20 pounds. Learned loads from both of you. So thank you. Joined TRW, working on multiple passive income sources, 28 years old. Would love to join the war room, can't afford it yet, so I can immerse myself with like-minded people. Can you share stories?
What can we talk about? What are we allowed to talk about?
Man, you know what? For me, my experience in the war room, I can talk about most anything. I've been able to hang out with Stirling. If anything, the war room gave me Stirling, Sartorial, and, Andrew and Tristan. But even on top of that, man, I got guys that I bought mobile home parks with. My guy Jordan in Ohio, we bought 2 parks with. I bought 4 mobile home parks with my guy Alan, the CEO of Do Not Age. He's an incredible guy. I'm grateful in every way. I've got the guys in Miami. I feel like I could go in the war room right now and say I need a place to stay for the next year, and I'd get an invite from over 70 countries.
Absolutely, man. That's one of the biggest things I found in the war room is like I can and I do literally go anywhere on the planet
that you want,
and I instantly have a network of guys that I know I'm going to get along with. I know we're going to resonate on many things. Like we might be able to do business together, or worst case scenario, I'm going to be able to learn something from a guy like our buddy Alan very recently. Amazing guy. I've been able to sit down with him because Luke introduced us to Marbella. Like it's just. There's no network like this on the planet.
Yeah, it's the best network in the world.
It's incredible.
And it doesn't even matter where you come from. Like, you've got him from where he's from. I'm from South Louisiana. We got guys from New York City, every walk of life. But the good thing about the war room is you kind of know what to expect because of what the culture is. So you get that version of the war room culture from all over the world, man. So they could be from Texas to Tahiti, and it wouldn't matter.
Yeah.
You can kind of know what to expect when you get a war room guy. And I think there's something to be said about that.
Max Nelson with $10. Hey, Justin, I wanted to say thanks for changing my life. I started to make $400 a month and started making motivational and fitness-related content. It's a good start, so thank you, my friend.
Man,
hold up.
Thank you. Look, man, I can't tell you guys how much I appreciate the support y'all give me. You know, me and Sterling both, we got a lot of people that love us, a few people that don't like us very much. And, they even go as far as make videos sometimes. And you can take any clip and spin it any way you want. But what's important to me is that you guys know that we love you and that we're here for you. And I'll sit here and answer your questions. And I truly get joy from it. I get just as much out of it as you do because I feel like I was in your shoes at one time. And it's not the easiest thing to be a young man in this world right now. And so we're here for you, and it means everything to me when I get messages from you or even messages like that. So thank you.
The real world with $20. I've been scrolling on TikTok too long, and I feel useless watching content that's horrible for me. What specifically can I do to turn my addiction into something good?
Join the social media campus, man. It just launched. We've been talking about it for weeks. You can go from taking that content in to putting content out and absolutely change your life. Yeah. I made a video the other day. We were shooting, fishing, and just having a good time. And I knew for a fact in that moment I was making money. That's a life-changing feeling. So if you can get excited about seeing yourself in a position like that, man, it can change your entire world. I mean, look, I'm sitting next to a guy right now that told me a lot about making money on the internet. And I know a lot of the things that Stirling taught me are also in that campus. And so if you're interested in joining the real world, then you absolutely should check it out. I mean, it's $50 a month. Where on earth are you going to be able to learn what, things that you've taught me, things that Andrew and T have taught me, Luke, for $50?
Nowhere
I mean,
else, man.
Dude, you could cut somebody's grass and make that money.
Yeah.
So man, I just encourage you to quit looking at it and start making it. And that's a real reality in 2023, especially with the new campus that's out in the real world. Check it out, man.
I'll add to that. I think something I got taught really early on was like, let's say if you're consuming content, right? For every hour you consume, you want to be producing at least 6 hours. Yeah. So like if you're watching one TikTok, okay, you have to make and produce at least 6. And what you're going to find is as you start actually producing content like this, you're going to be watching your own shit more than anyone else's, because you're going to be looking at like how to improve it, like you're going to read the comments, you're going to like look at the metrics, and then you're going to get addicted to the aspect of creating.
That's so true.
Rather than consuming it.
That's so true, dude. I don't watch people's stories, man. The only time I watch somebody's story is if they tagged me in their story.
Yeah.
And I'm just making the decision whether I want to repost it or not. And it's not even a vanity thing. Like he said, man, you really start to get into, okay, well, now it's a game. It turns into a game that's reality. Yeah. That can be monetized. And I can tell you, man, this kind of game, it's not gambling. You really start to see patterns. Yeah. And you're like, okay, well, if I post stuff like this, people like it, people resonate with it. I should post more of this and show more of maybe this one side of me, or use this one trick that I think will help me make more money. I use things I learn from you all the time and other guys all the time. Then it becomes a game, man. But it's a game that'll help you take care of your family. Yeah. Which makes it, like I said, it's not gambling. It's not like you're betting on sports. You start to see patterns. You really start to build skills, and you can make legitimate, real money, sky money. And I can tell you, making money on the internet is easier than any business I ever started brick and mortar. Just take Sterling's advice, man, and start to look at it like that. I think it would change your perspective on the whole thing.
That guy, Jerry, with $20.
What up, that guy, Jerry?
Hey, cowboy, you woke me up and made me hold myself accountable. I started working 16-hour days every day for 1.5 years. Now my business is doing $1.2 million in sales.
Nice. Come on.
Appreciate you and Andrew. See you in the war room.
Man, I can't wait to see you, man. In fact,
that's amazing.
While you're here, go ahead and send me a message on Instagram or send me a message on Jay Waller Support, and I'll go ahead and get Pablo in touch with you right now, man. If you're doing those kind of things, working those kind of hours, I'll make sure he doesn't even ask any questions. We'll push you straight through, man.
Evan C. with $50. Hey, Justin, I lost my job, cheated on, lost all my friends, currently working out, MMA and drums, singing and running 3 miles a day, and learning Spanish. I'm a little bit down and stressed on how I should make money and find other ways to make money.
Okay, that really wasn't a question, but what I will say, this is a golden opportunity for you to go grow. Yeah. Man, I've had my heart broken, bro. I can't lie to you. I might not have got cheated on, but I've definitely been down and had my heart broke. And one thing I noticed from what you said is it sounds like you got a lot going on. I might would cut the Spanish just so you could focus more into some of those other things, because I found, and Sterling, you might be able to back this up, is that no matter where I go, I can either speak English or get around it, you know? And so for that reason, I might not would learn the Spanish, and I'd double down on the fitness and the business. And other than that, man, you're going to look back at this time and kind of almost be relieved and glad it happens, because after that first heartbreak or two, it's kind of hard to break your heart after that. Like
it's like pouring gasoline on a fire.
Yeah.
Like this level of like pain, like there's multiple things that have happened to you which suck. But like you've got one direction to go now, bro, and it's up.
Yeah.
Like that's the only way you're gonna head, and it's use that fuel, man, because it's don't take it for granted. Don't just sit there and wallow in self-pity. Use that as fire, man, because it's so valuable. People will kind of like gloss over that. You have to capitalize on that and use it, man.
Yeah, I might would even ratchet back on the drums and the singing, unless you're going to make money off of it.
Yeah.
But either way, Evan, you're going to be just fine, man. And I know it doesn't feel like it right now. Maybe me saying it doesn't help, but I promise you in about 2 years, you're going to look back, especially if you dig into that MMA, the training, and finding ways to make money. You're going to be glad you got fired from that job. You're going to be glad you're not with that girl. And you're going to be proud of who you became, man. So just go work hard and it'll all pan out. I can guarantee you that. I know that for a fact. That is a fucking fact. Yeah. You're all right, brother.
Manny F with $20. Hello, fellas. I live in Washington State. I work for my family business doing drywall from hanging paint and texture. What would be the best way to expand the family business and possibly doing my own business? Thank you.
You could join the real world and learn how to market, man. If you get on the internet and learn how to market and blow your family's business up, you might soon find that you can blow any business up. Business is really a formula. You take out X and you put in Y, you still have to deal with people, you still have systems, you still have to scale, you still have to market, sell, and produce, and deliver. So I would go find a skill that would work in any business, especially if it will grow the top line revenue. That's why I say the real world. Obviously, I'm biased. Sterling's going to be biased. We're going to be biased towards the real world in the war room, but on the same token, we're not lying. So I would say go figure out a skill to grow that business outside of what the business actually does. And the sky's the limit, man. There's nothing you can't do. Accounting wouldn't hurt either, by the way.
20 and up, right?
Yeah, guys, we got to go 20 and up. Sterling's a big LSU fan, and they're playing Alabama right now. So
you're lucky it's not a home game.
You're lucky it's not a home game. We'd be at the game, bro.
All right. Gentlemen's Lounge with $20. You always talk about how there's 3 stages in life: paid for what you do, paid for what you know, then paid for who you are. How can I specifically know when the transition is happening, and how did it happen for you?
You want to take it?
You know, I want to tell a story about when we first started living together.
Do it.
Because I remember you were so apprehensive about doing this.
Yeah,
you remember that?
Was, yeah.
You were so apprehensive about putting yourself out there, putting yourself online.
Mm-hmm.
And you asked me a bunch of questions about it, right?
Always, all the time.
But to me, it was so ironic. I'm like, how does this guy not think he knows what he's talking about?
Yeah.
He's running like this massive business, have all the employees, super accomplished. And I think, if I was going to answer this question, I'd say like, it's better for you to not think you're there yet than to be that guy who thinks he's hot shit when he really isn't. The guy who's underqualified and he's out there. The guy like that 18-year-old kid who's trying to teach dudes how to run the online CEO course or whatever, right?
Yeah.
It's better for you to be erring on the side of caution and being like, maybe feel like there's a little bit of imposter syndrome there. I think when you're feeling the imposter syndrome is probably a good indication that you're actually at that next level.
Yeah.
Kevin Estofino with $20. Justin, on my live stream, I asked Layla Halpern if she knew what a Louisiana 9 was. She didn't know, but when I explained what it was, she said that a Miami 6 is like an LA 10. Agree?
I do agree. Layla hit the nail on the head, man. Yeah, Louisiana 9 is basically a girl that would be a 6 anywhere else. But since she's in Louisiana, she's under 300 pounds. She's a 9. You nailed it, Layla. Nice girl. I met her one time.
Luke Sutherland with $20. Justin, hope you're doing well, man. I talked to you a few days ago through Instagram. I was quite surprised to hear back from you, Mama. Curious if you had to start all over and it was not construction, what would you do?
Anything but construction, probably. But
he loves his job.
No, I do. I do now. It's good to me now after, almost 15 years. But I would do something where I got a return on investment of energy. And what I mean by that is something that was reoccurring, whether that would be real estate, selling insurance, creating some sort of agency, some sort of business that was, you make the sell and they keep paying you. In construction, you hunt, kill, but then you got to go hunting again. And there's some different business models out there that allow you to hunt, but they keep paying you after you kill.
Yeah.
And I think that's the one thing that I would do different had I, had it to do again. But sometimes in life, and like my particular situation, making money in construction is all I knew to do. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. It made me the person I am. And so now I'm able to capitalize on some of the things I learned, in a more brick and mortar, old school, traditional industry type setting. And so I'm grateful for it. And I'm going to use the hand that I was dealt to my best ability. But if I had it to do again, I can tell you, I'd have chose something that kept paying me, for sure.
That's good. Good answer.
David with $20. Can you tell the whole story on how you injured your shoulder?
Yeah. So we were playing Texas A&M, and I was like a hybrid tight end fullback. I feel like Uncle Rico right now. I will never talk about football unless I asked. So the play was basically, I'm in the backfield. The guard is supposed to pull and go block the defensive end, and I go in the hole and block the linebacker. But when the guard pulled on the right side to go to the left side, that linebacker blitzed. So I stepped to follow him into the hole, and I saw that linebacker blitzing, and I stuck my foot in the ground to try to chip him before he got to the running back, and my arm went behind my back, and it tore my labrum. And so 6 surgeries later and a total replacement, we're still trying to work on it. It's not the same. It'll never be the same, but I was lucky to get my school paid for, and I learned a lot from football as well. Probably more than I did in the classroom, if I'm being honest. A lot about life. So,
should we get this one?
The Rational Male with $10. Justin, I'm 55 years old.
Rolo.
You know what you're doing, Rolo.
Rolo.
And thanks to your motivational speeches and Sterling's penis book, I've miraculously impregnated my wife again at 50. Any tips on how to make more money so I can afford a new kid?
Sell those expensive ass dogs and quit going to Tahoe. Please tell Miss I said hello, Miss Tomasi. I almost called her by her first name. Hey, listen, guys, Rolo's an incredible man. He's got an incredible wife. She's a lovely, lovely woman. I've met Rolo's daughter.
Amazing.
Great family, really good people. Writes a lot of long words in his book, so I need a dictionary. But good guy, man.
Love you.
Nick Shachestin. Justin, I have started a foundation repair company 1 year ago, and we've done over $700,000. Should I continue growing the company, or should I start allocating time towards making money online? Planning on scaling to sell in 5 years for 10 to 15 mil. I'm 21.
I think if you're doing 700K, as long as there's a good profit margin, I wouldn't always look at the top line. There were years I did millions in revenue and lost fucking money. So as long as you're making money, man, I think I would take the money and probably put it in real estate, plant that seed. Because if you start buying properties, especially in America, you can get properties on interest only. I know that debt's really expensive right now, so that makes it harder. But apparently something went wrong in the LSU game. My brother-in-law is upset. But if you can take that money and put it in things like real estate or the market and create some systems and maybe use some of that money to invest in some good people to run that business, you'll have an asset that'll pay you for quite a while. I don't work in my construction company on a day-to-day basis. I read reports and I work with the higher management in the business, and it's an asset like nothing else I have. There's nothing else I own that pays me like the asset of that construction business. But if you can get it running like a top, it might be something you keep.
Yeah, you don't necessarily have to sell it. Like if it's consistently churning out like money again and again and again, and you've set up to a point where it could run without you, or it's running with very, very minimal like input, there's not necessarily a need to like completely all out and sell it. Something's definitely happened with the LSU game.
Alright. The real world with $20. How can you get over your dad dying?
It's a tough one.
I think the best thing you can do is do everything you can to make him proud of you. He's watching you, man. He knows what's up.
That's it.
Go make him proud. Go wear that last name. Wear it proudly. Do right by him. And there's nothing else he could ever ask for you or want from you. He wants what's ever best for you. So just work your ass off to be the best man you can be. Be kind to people. You know, you're going to make some mistakes along the way. I make mistakes all the time, man. And so all you can do is be the best person you can and work your hardest, and he'd be proud of you. There's zero doubt.
Nicole with $100 would love your advice on the best dating strategy for me. I'm 39, female, never married, no kids, 5'8", 135 pounds, big, feminine, financially dependent. I can't make myself younger, but what else do you feel I should be doing, not doing? Giving up and get a cat?
You don't have to give up and get a cat. In fact, not having a cat might actually help you find a guy a bit easier, to be perfectly fair. Some guys can see that as a bit of a red flag.
Yeah, look, it's not easy. I don't think it's any easier for women than it is for men. That might not be popular in our community, but I think it's just as hard to be a woman. I do think that that women are a bit more picky sometimes than they should be. I think that if you find a good, hardworking, honest man, despite what position and what company he has, I think regardless of the position, I just tweeted something like this yesterday. I said, despite whatever goals I have, I believe a man that gets up and goes to work for his family every day is a great man. So if you can find you one of those that that you align with and y'all can become friends and you're attracted to them, then maybe you can make it happen. But I definitely don't think it's too late, and I would never tell you otherwise. Especially if you have all those attributes going for you.
Yeah, it sounds like you got a lot of things going for you. So it's just like
sounds like you're picky.
you took the words out of my mouth. Try to be conscious of the biases that you might have when it comes to selecting guys.
Yeah,
and then kind of be aware of like, okay, am I actually being overtly picky right now?
John, 1997 with $20. I'm 26, a panel beater by trade and an apprentice mechanic. I have $80K to buy a duplex. Would you get the first decent deal or keep saving? Also, any thoughts on the automotive trades? Thank you, Heaps, for your message. Love your work.
Man, I'll say the tough thing about buying real estate right now is that the interest rates are so high. A lot of people make the mistake of looking at a cap rate, which is, basically the return on the cash that you would get if you were to buy cash. They look at the NOI, but they don't take in consideration the debt service, and that can get you in trouble. So, in a world where having cash sitting in the bank is not the best idea either, maybe you can find a deal that's interest only, or you could, you can get in touch with me, and maybe we could buy some trailers together. I got about 35 spots I need to fill, so we could buy some trailers cash and go that route, and you get a pretty damn good return that way. But regardless of what you do, man, you want to put that money to work. I know that Richard Gammon is really big on short-term T-bills right now. I think that's a great channel to watch. I'm actually planning to do a podcast this coming week over Zoom with Jason Hartman, which I find to be one of the better minds in real estate, along with Ken McElroy and some of the others. So there's a million ways you can do it, but you definitely want to pay attention to debt service right now in this climate. It's not the best time to be just buying a single family house just because of the debt service. But if you do enough studying, or you can find somebody that'd be willing to hold the financing or let you take the note, I think you could do pretty well with that. That's what I've been doing a lot lately, is having people own or finance me properties or lease purchase. So that could be a good route for you as well.
The King 485 with $20. Hey Justin, I'm fresh in my 20s and want to be financially free, but unsure of what to do. I do have a good start with the IT field and systems administrator, but I want to make more money, but don't know where to start. Any advice?
Well, I wouldn't quit my job. You're probably making good money in IT. I think that if you can find a way to make money online, that you could probably start to create a second stream of income. I generally say don't leave your job until you can make double. That's my jumping point.
Yep.
Anything you would add to that?
I mean, you might even be able to like I'm not sure what specific field of like IT and systems administration you're in, man, but it sounds like you might have some technical ability there, man. You might even be able to like on the side start up your own like software as a service business. You might have the technical know-how to do this. So I'd say, look, start looking out for problems to solve. Anytime you like, I don't know, again, I'm not sure what industry you're in, but look for problems from clients, problems that no one's catering to, any annoyances in the softwares that you personally use in your business. Any of these gaps you might be able to fill, that could be a business right then and there that you could jump into and fill a niche for.
Ethan Clark with 20 Canadian. Hey boys, love the advice you put out. I'm 21 years old and have been offered a job in tech sales as soon as I'm out of college. Should I take it or go start a business?
I think getting a job in sales at a young age is actually a fantastic idea, personally.
I agree. I sold door-to-door credit card processing about 6 months out of college, and I found that it was good because you got to deal with rejection. You got to deal with people a lot. I think sales jobs at an early age, it'll never hurt you because you'll always have it in your pocket the rest of your career.
Yeah, it'll toughen you up too.
1,000%. Plus, you can take the money, which will allow you to look around at other opportunities that you have, and then you can, put a little money aside and take small bets on yourself and see if you can get something lit up. And next thing you know, you got a fire going. So that's what I would do.
I mean, most of the guys not most, but a large chunk of the guys that I know that are really successful businesses, they've all got some background in sales somewhere, right? So getting it at an early age, I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, man, because sometimes you got to sell your employees on just following the game plan. So,
yeah.
Oscar Mitchell with $20 or 20 pounds. How do I convince my parents to let me leave college? 17, just joined TRW, train MMA, bodybuilding, and triathlons, and whatever free time I can get. Thank you, Justin.
Man, your parents are telling you to stay in college because they love you. Mm-hmm. So I would start with being respectful to them. And if you can come to them and show them that you have a plan and maybe that you've executed some of the plan and show them that you're already making an income, I think that most parents will be scared for you to quit college. But the second that you prove to them that you can accomplish what you would accomplish anyway and more, they'll tell you they believed in you all along. Yeah. It's on you to be graceful and be respectful to your parents at all times. And even though they might not agree with you, I think they'll respect you in the long run if you can be respectful and show them that your way is the way that you believe in and the way that you'll be successful at. I don't think you'll have a problem with your parents at all.
Justified misogyny for $20. What are your thoughts on replacing dating with escorts, assuming your money is right? Seems much higher ROI for a guaranteed outcome and time saved to spend it as elsewhere. Am I missing anything considering today's market? I'm 26.
Man, honestly, you're really not missing anything. it just, for me personally, it's like not something I really want to do. Can I argue with the math on it? No, I can't. I can't argue with the math, man. It's just, I guess it's just a preference thing. I cannot tell you that you're wrong. I can only tell you that, that's not, my personal route.
Like I'd say that your girlfriend, your spouse, she can be an asset, man. Like she doesn't have to be like a drain on your energy and your time and stuff. Yeah, they're gonna have to put a bit of investment in the beginning of the relationship to actually make it a relationship. But if you have the right girl by your side, man, that's like a multiplier. Like that can
Yeah.
really, really help like grow a business. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think that's what he means, though.
no,
I think he's just trying to get
trying
some.
to bust a nut.
Yeah. There's also strategic fapping. You could argue that strategic fapping is a thing.
It's even cheaper.
Yeah, there you go, man. There you go. Look, man, that's not an easy question to answer. I can't argue with your logic, but I can't agree with you either. So do as you must, man. Smart
Silent
kid.
Boss with $50. Hey y'all, it's my first year as a business owner in the trucking industry. How do y'all pay less in taxes? My mentor in real estate is telling me to buy property that is a good move. And how does buying property affect me paying taxes?
Yeah, man. So what he's talking about is you getting depreciation on the properties. So if you buy a property, you'll get the cash flow from it, and then you can depreciate the property. And sometimes if you buy a property big enough and do what's called a cost segregation study, you can actually depreciate the property more than the cash flow. An example of that is last year I did a cost segregation study on my 64 unit apartment building. It was accelerated. I got a $600,000 tax break on top of being able to get the cash flow. So you get the cash flow for free, the property raises in value, and you get the tax break. And if it passes the cash flow, you can take the remaining depreciation and put it against the profits that you made in your trucking business. It's quite the loophole from the tax game. And if you want to learn more about that, you could read the book Tax Free Wealth by Tom Wheelwright. It explains it in greater detail, but your friend's not wrong. The other thing you might consider doing is filing your taxes in S corp, because you could take a salary, but then you wouldn't have to match it. So you pick up about 7% on the the Social Security, FICA, Medicaid, the whole thing. So set up as an S corp, buy real estate, depreciate the real estate, get the cash flow, get the tax break, and keep driving that truck and making America go, man. You're doing great. That guy's in a good spot. And you get to see the country, man. I love that. If I had to start over right now, I'd drive trucks. Yeah, absolutely. And read books all day and just make money.
Luke Hickson with $20. Dropping out in December to start my electrician apprenticeship. Want to be a contractor. How can I learn the business / get ahead? Should I start building a personal brand like yours? Also, howdy Sterling. Thanks for coming.
You know, I had a big deal with myself that like I'd wanted to do YouTube for a really long time, but I wouldn't allow myself to do that until I, had liquid 7 figures. I think that you will be able to speak to more things after you've been through more things. So I'd grow the business to the point that you were a millionaire, at least, even if it was just 1 million, man, before you really start talking about it a whole lot or talking about anything a whole lot. Get some years behind you. And if you don't decide to do that, maybe you could share the growth. I think there's a lot of drama and a lot of interesting things that are going to happen while you build the company. But be ready to put a camera on you getting punched in the face quite a bit, because a lot of things in construction are often outside of your control. Even to this day, there's things that happen in my business that are outside of my control. And so I would just consider those things before you got started on social media. But nonetheless, man, I think you'll do great. Just push and work real hard and learn everything you can.
Tara Toy with $20. Does Sterling believe men who sleep around with any women with no focus, no goals in life are unintelligent? No offense.
Do I believe that men who sleep around with any women? No, I don't think it has any bearing on your level of intelligence. I think it's more of a preference, more of a sex drive thing, more of a preference for like whether you want to be monogamous or not monogamous. I don't think it has any correlation with intelligence. I've seen some really intelligent guys who do it, and I've seen some not so intelligent guys who do it. So,
a lot of times I think it's their ability to do it. It's whether they do
exactly.
it. Exactly. Yeah. Probably not a popular answer, but
yeah.
Cardia Health with $20. How to deal with people that start to develop a competitive nature against you. This could be in the workplace, friends, or people in general. Is having people trying to copy your actions, one up you, and push you down common?
I'd say, that last sentence. I'd say the first two are common. The last one, no. Because we'll ping ideas of each other all the time, and like we'll try to oh, he's done that. Can I improve that thing?
Yeah,
that'll happen a lot.
Yeah.
But the last one doesn't happen. But this is a unique situation.
But if it does happen to you, then I would take it a sign that you're doing something pretty good.
Yeah.
People don't hate on people that are doing shitty. Most of the time, they hate on somebody that's made them feel less than in some way.
Yeah.
So what you have to do is keep a cool head about it. Understand that, maybe something that you're doing positively is making somebody feel a little bit less or insecure in some way. And you might be on the right track. I will always circle back to kill 'em with kindness, though. For me personally, I've never done good keeping anger in my heart. And so I think the best thing to do is not to let yourself get lost in anger or wanting to retaliate unless they do something really, really direct towards you. And keep running the score up on their ass, cowboy, because they ain't going to like you anyway, so you might as well win by 50.
Right.
That's it.
Firefox with $20. Hello, Jay Waller. I'm an 18-year-old working as a sheet metal worker / HVAC tech starting at $20 an hour. I'm in Tier W as well, learning and improving mentally and physically. I want to thank you for inspiring me.
Man, that means a lot to me, man. Thank you for going to work and working hard every day. I know this. If I were to go in my house tonight and I didn't have HVAC, I'd be sweating my balls off and I'd be calling you. So thanks for what you do, man. Guys that work on the tools make the world go round. Y'all know I believe that. So thank you, man.
J _ with $30. What do you think of owning a wholesaler oil company and owning a running gas station business?
That's interesting.
I like the idea of wholesaling. The broker generally makes all the money. I don't know much about the gas station business other than a gas station owner told me one time he doesn't really make money off the gas. He makes money off of people buying stuff inside the gas station.
So they kind of break even on the gas.
Yeah, that's what he told me. He said, look, man, I'll break even. This might not be true for the record. The only one conversation, one guy that owned like 3 gas stations, like I make most of my money off of the breakfast and the biscuits. And so.
Well, think about Buc-ee's, right?
Exactly.
What does Buc-ee's make their money off?
Everything inside
the store.
Everything inside.
So that's probably correct.
Right. He's probably right. So what I would say is if you're going to do a gas station, do a nice ass gas station. I'll pass 5 or 6 gas stations, just go to a racetrack. So, or a Buc-ee's.
Well, that Big Boss we went to today.
The Big Boss, the truck stop.
That was great.
They had it all.
They had everything.
Alligator meat.
I bought a
knives,
cowboy hat.
throwing stars.
Yeah, I hit a Ninja Star.
They had it all, man. So, yeah, if you're going to do a gas station, man, make sure you got the merch, bro. That's what I would tell you.
That's really interesting. I like that.
David with $20 again. What's the craziest / funniest story that you and Stirling have?
The first thing that comes to my head is the last time I was in Louisiana with you and that dickhead going across the Mississippi in that fucking motorboat. Him hitting the waves like 1,000,000 miles an hour, us flying over the air. Thomas is in the boat.
Stop the fucking boat.
Him trying to hold on to his camera, like, trying to get it.
Bro, and we're just like, we're like 3 people. Boom, 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 boom. Bro, I was black and blue all down my ribs.
That was the best part. The next day, like seeing him walking around the house, purple back.
Fuck you, Britt.
And I'm like, whoa, what? How'd that happen? And I turn around and you're like, bro, look at your back. You just get nailed in the back by this fucking metal boat.
And the best part about it is we stayed in a 3-story, like old riverboat. The riverboat. 3 stories, 1 boat.
That was great.
Yeah, man. That was good. Was a good
that
time.
was good times.
All right, hang on. We're talking about getting our asses whipped on that river. There was a reason why you got your asses whipped, and there's a reason why I explained to y'all very, very, very fucking clearly before we got on that river. Can everybody swim very, very well? If you cannot, there's a compartment right there with life vests. Put those motherfuckers on. This river would be very, very fucking rough, especially that time of year.
Yeah, and what did you tell me 2 days ago?
once I got on top of them fucking weights, I couldn't stop. I could not stop.
What did you find out about the route that you took?
He went the wrong way, didn't he?
I found out that time of the year, I didn't have to get on the river at all. I could have went to that point.
Yeah.
I could have went
what a surprise.
where it actually met the Mississippi River. It fucked them up. I found that out after the fact, boys. But prior to that, the fucking spec hole was right across the river where we went.
You hearing this?
We went. But I answered y'all. I told y'all. Once I get on step going across this motherfucking river, I have to stay on step. If not, we will sink. We will sink this big motherfucking boat. I have to stay going.
Fair enough, Britt.
Fair enough, Britt.
Fair enough.
Love you guys.
Love
you guys. I had to defend myself in some way.
Back to the gumbo.
In some way. I'm going to go cook gumbo.
Next question.
Y'all need to do.
Nah, good.
No, I'm good, man. Thank you.
I do.
All right.
Love y'all. Gumbo's going.
I'm done, man, with 20 pounds. I'm 17 and I would benefit from changing my social circle. Currently stoners, but I live in Ibiza, and everyone that I meet there don't self-improve or drink/take drugs. What advice do you have for me? Thank you. God bless.
Get out of Ibiza then, bro. Like, you know you're in a shitty situation. You know you're surrounded by guys you don't want to be around. Like, or, I mean, to be fair, a lot of people with money go to Ibiza. Like, put yourself in a position to count. And I'm not saying doing anything illegal, but put yourself in a position to make money there, man, because there's tons of money coming in and out of Ibiza. Like, there's got to be a way for a young hustler to capitalize on that, especially if you're not wasting your time smoking pot.
Yeah, man, I change atmosphere. I've heard nothing but party type things about Ibiza.
Yeah.
Chico Papa Chico with $50.
Bro, you read that so fast.
Yeah, that was impressive.
Like, is that your profile?
This is actually his.
Gentlemen, how to work with women, specifically the type that have a
Tiara complex.
The tiara complex.
I don't know what that means.
I'm never wrong. I should be owed money. She can't perform certain basic skills, yet expects to be promoted soon without any good experience. Thanks.
Well, first of all, man, I'll tell you that's not uncommon for men or women. I think there's people on both sexes that act that way. They feel entitled to more than maybe they're able to produce.
Sure.
So I would just respectfully keep my distance from them if you can, and do your own thing. And if you're lucky enough to be in a business that actually measures you by numerical results, and let the results stand for themselves, and then just say, hey, look at the scoreboard at the end of the day. That's all you can do.
Outperform them. Don't get caught up in the drama.
Yep.
At all.
Yeah, don't bite on it. That's for damn sure. Don't bite on it, because it's not. We're not at a day and age where you can snap back at somebody like that and it not go in the wrong way.
Yeah.
Jay Waller shorts with $20.
What up, Jay Wallace Shorts?
Is that you?
I don't know.
Super chatting yourself?
Yeah.
Was it Thomas over here super chatting?
Thomas, you super chatting us?
When did you feel the most proud of yourself?
Man, that's such a difficult question for me. I'd say probably when I paid my dad's house off.
I was gonna guess that.
Yeah, because paying my dad's house off is one of those things where it's like, no matter what I do the rest of my life, even when I make mistakes and I fuck up, or I'm like, man, I shouldn't have done that, or I shouldn't have said that, or whatever I do, or I fall short somewhere, at least I can look back and say I did something that I feel like a lot of people would want to do. And that's something that can never be taken away from me that I did. And for that, I'm very proud of it. Retrospectively, I don't know if I felt it in that moment. What's really weird about doing things that you're proud of is a lot of times it's all the things that you did prior to that make it a tap in. I kind of compare it to like if you're going to bench press 400 pounds, you've been benching and benching and benching and benching, and like you would get closer. So the day that you finally hit it, you're like, well, of course I hit it. I've been doing all this work. So retrospectively, I think paying my dad's house off is one of proudest things I've ever done, and I'll be able to keep with me. And funny enough, it was a selfless thing I got to do. And I find that most of the time when I'm really proud of myself, it came from helping somebody else.
Yeah.
You know, which is weird, I guess, to think, but it's always been true for me. So I would say that's probably one of the prouder days of my life.
Beautiful.
Fabulous value with $20. Justin, I'm 26. I have a construction company in Arizona, year one, specializing in wood framing. Gross sales so far as of this month is $600,000, net profit $140,000. How do I scale my company the way you do?
It sounds like to me, man, you just need to double down on marketing and then make sure that you actually have systems. Because what could be happening, what would be, the only thing that I can see about the situation that could be dangerous for you is that you might have an all-star player. And if you're people dependent and not systems dependent, that can get you in trouble when you go to scale. So for example, if you have one foreman that's absolutely jam up and he's smashing all the jobs out, well, if you go and double in size, he's not going to be able to be on all of them. So you need to evaluate your business and make sure that's not the case. If that is the case, then what you need to do is sit him down and create some systems around how he's so profitable. And then that way you can take those systems and hand them in the lap of the next guy running your jobs. And that way you can get a consistent output when you go from 600,000 to, let's say, 1.2 million. So just make sure you're systems dependent, not people dependent. And then you can go put the marketing in to grow the business.
Big 123 with 20 pounds. Thanks for the last answer. Looking forward to eventually meeting both of you. See you in the war room. P.S. Where's the whiskey/cigars?
Cigars are over there somewhere.
I got cigars there and whiskeys in the cupboard. We're doing Bible study after this, so.
All right, I
Keeping
think I
it
got a
G.
question specifically for Stirling here. Thoughts on NoFap?
It's not going to give you magical powers and the ability to fly and telekinesis and.
No, wait, I thought it did, bro.
No, it's not going to do
Are
all
you
that
sure?
stuff. It's not. No, it's not going to. It's not going to magically make you like
It's not going to make your dick harder?
the best entrepreneur on the planet. It's not going to do all this shit.
Oh.
No. Is it a good thing to not jerk off like all the time and make it like super habitual? Yeah, like ease up on like the jerking off. Like the occasional strategic fap, fine. Don't make it. Don't develop. There's no need to develop a personality around not touching your dick.
Yeah, that's nerdy.
That's a bit weird.
But if you do want to get rock hard erections, I advise that you buy Stirling's new product called Wood. When's it come out?
It's out this week. This is the launch week. This week you can get it off like 60% off the retail price for this week only until the 8th of November.
Now, hold on, cowboy. Let's get some things. So you're telling me I'll take one of these magical pills.
We take more than one. You're going to take 4 a day.
4 a day. What does it put in your system?
So we put in stuff that helps with improving your nitric oxide production. We put stuff in that it helps clean out all your arteries. You get same way you get like arterial plaques in your heart, could lead to a heart attack. You get the same things in your cock, stops your blood flow from being optimized. And we put stuff in there that helps with your venous system. So basically, when you have weak venous locks in your veins, blood can flow easily in both directions, so it doesn't really stay there. But when you've got these locks that are on point, that are like really, really healthy, the blood goes in one direction and it stays there. So it basically helps to lock the blood in the dick for longer. Yeah. So those are the 3 key mechanisms that I worked on with this supplement. And it's what I used to supplement with when I was working in the adult industry. And I know all this stuff is legit because I have a scientific background and I actually made sure I dived into the research articles, all the journal articles to find out, okay, is this like placebo or is this actually doing its job like it's supposed to?
Really?
So everything I put in this, I've been working on this for like a year since I've been out in Europe, basically. Like this is what I've been working on this whole time. So yeah, there's a lot of science that's gone into it.
Look, man, I'll tell you, I lived with Stirling for 2 years. And you would think he's just like this porn star guy that like laughs really loud and stuff.
That is
he's
true.
One of the smartest motherfuckers I know. And I remember we would sit down and we would talk about like the vascularity, like penis, all this other stuff. And I'm just sitting there with I'm like, how do you know all this shit? But you have actually a biology degree, right?
Chemistry.
And so you used all of that plus your experience in the porn industry, which is quite the tandem, and created Wood.
Yeah.
Hell of a name too.
Because I didn't like. Because the problem I had is a bit of a segue, but the problem I had, right, is that every dude reaches for like a little blue pill, like the magical blue pill, when he has any problems in that department. The problem is guys end up dependent on it. It actually has more of a placebo effect than guys think it does. And like in the long run, like, yeah, okay, like you might start taking it every now and then in like your mid-20s, your 30s, whatever. None of this, like, you're not treating the underlying problem that's causing it in the first place.
The
it's
root.
like, yeah, the root cause, right? It's like, okay, I've got like a pebble in my shoe and I've got pain in my foot because I got a pebble in my shoe. So I'm going to take a fucking aspirin.
Right.
That's silly. Just take the fucking pebble out and you fix the problem. So that's the whole point behind this supplement. It's not like a gas station boner pill. It's not like it's not something cheesy like that. Yes, it will help like that night, like immediately.
Yeah.
But more importantly, I've designed this to be taken like every day so that over the course of several months, everything in your vascular system, everything in your blood flow, everything is going to be optimized and running like the way it should. So we're plugging all these like nutritional deficiencies that the average person has.
Right. You know, it probably could help in the gym too. Nitrous oxide.
100%.
I remember being in high school and there was this product called NO2.
Yep.
And it was nitrous oxide.
Yep.
And you would just get vascular and just, like be able to lift more.
100%. One of the things I actually put in this supplement is beetroot extract, right? So nitric oxide gives you the pump, right?
Right.
Your body can't even make nitric oxide unless you have nitrates in your system to begin with. Beetroot is one of the best sources of nitrates that we know, the best dietary sources of it. So if you don't have any nitrates to begin with, you can take all the nitric oxide like boosters on the planet, ain't gonna do shit because your body doesn't have the raw materials to work with to produce it in the first place. So that's why I put that in there. So we've got the raw materials, we've got the stuff that's going to capitalize on the raw materials, we've got stuff that's going to clean out your arteries, we've got stuff that's going to keep the blood flowing in the correct direction and lock it in place. We've got all of it together in one thing.
You heard it here first, cowboy. If you want a scientific boner, buy Stirling's Wood. I'm getting some.
Scientific boner. I'm thinking
Joke's on y'all, I'll probably get it for free.
It's true.
Watch out, baby.
Another kid coming.
Got another one. Might get a boy this time.
If you get a boy, you have to thank me.
All right, fair enough. And if I get a girl, I'm naming her Cheyenne.
Yes.
Non-negotiable.
Linda Michelle with $20. Hey Justin and Stirling, thanks so much for making yourselves available to us. I usually allow the men get their questions since I feel this is for them. Here's a 20 for being a 20 out of 10, and for all those who follow, keep doing the most.
Thank you very much. I openly say I'm here to help women just as much as men. In fact, I'm shocked by the amount of messages I get from women.
Me too now.
Yeah, I get a lot of messages from women, and I try to answer all y'all's questions, and I definitely try to answer the girls' questions as well. So for the record, man, is any girls that want to follow our content, this isn't just for guys. Like, I love y'all just as much as I love the boys, man. So it's all love on both sides for me. So I really appreciate it.
And if you think about it, for every guy that we help, we're helping at least one woman, at least, if not multiple more.
Yeah.
So we're actually helping more women than we are helping men.
In a lot of ways.
Cerebrus Icon with $20. 36, engaged, full-time dad to 3 boys from a previous marriage. W-2 warehouse worker, putting in 70 hours weekly, getting my drone photogrammetry company off the ground on the side. 1 year, I want to map your construction sites.
Cool, man. I love it. He got 3 boys. He must have took wood.
Telling you, bro.
Must have. I was fishing too shallow. Bro, time out. For the record, I love my little girls, man.
I know you do.
They're fucking dolls, bro. They're not even real, dude.
They're amazing.
Emery, man.
Giant baby.
Yeah, beautiful little bitch too.
Kevin Estopino with $20. Justin, I heard you say you sold CC processing. I sell cash discounting and point of sale systems. Have you seen the residuals on these type of accounts? Would you ever consider getting back in?
Man, I wouldn't consider getting back in myself. If that business would have been residual and I was in it, I probably would have considered it. But it was $100 a sale when I did it, and I had to use my own gas money and drive across the Chaffalaya Basin to Lafayette and wear a suit and walk up and down the road in 100-degree heat. So it wasn't for me at that time, but I got a lot from it. If you're getting residuals, man, I like any model that's going to pay you after you sell. So I'm sure you'll do well at it, and I certainly appreciate the support, bro.
Stephanie Brad with $50. Hey Jay, can you give me advice on making money while I get my health back? I'm 28, my legs give out, and I have tremors and with no diagnosis yet. I barely have the strength to work 4 hours washing cars. I joined the real world already.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like, look, I'm not for people that, get help when they don't need it, but maybe if you need help, you could get some disability and try to do your best to make money in the real world while you replace your income and then get off of disability. If there's something wrong with you truly health wise, and maybe that's the best route to go. I don't know a whole lot about like food stamps and disability or anything like that, but if you're in a position where you need help and you're American, that's one thing that is good about this country is that we help people that need it. I don't agree with it in a lot of circumstances, but it sounds like you might be in one of those circumstances where it will be helpful to you. So that's why I'm happy to pay my taxes. It's for people like you. So maybe you should give that a shot. And in the meantime, just keep working in the real world. It's the best school on the planet, and you'll do just fine. Keep your head up.
I might just jump in real
Yeah,
quickly there
please.
as well, man. If you're finding like, you barely got the strength, like you got noticing these things, man. Diet is the first place to sort of address all of this stuff. Not to discount anything you just said
No.
as well, but like there might be some really easy wins you would find with a few adjustments to your diet. Like everyone's kind of an experiment of one with their diet and the way their body reacts to certain foods and things. So it might be worth your time investing in a couple of like really good couple of books I could recommend off rip. The Ultramind Solution by Dr. Mark Hyman, The Primal Blueprint by Mark Sisson, and anything by Chris Kresser. These three guys, they know what the fuck they're talking about. Anything written by those guys is amazing advice. So it's a great place just to start, because you might find that you'll uncover like the root cause of what's actually causing all of these problems.
How do you feel about somebody like that checking their hormones?
100%. Yeah, 100%, man. Like, especially if he's tired, like he hasn't got strength. He's feeling kind of weak, or he's feeling lethargic. 100%, that's a hormonal problem as well.
Yeah.
And how old is he? At 28. Yeah, 28. It's about that age. Like he's almost in his 30s.
Right.
It could be a testosterone thing. Could be a thyroid thing. There's a few things that could be there.
Wired Ant with $20.
Oh, Stephanie, yeah.
Currently in the warm outreach section of the operating campus in TRW. My cousin is on my contact list, but he's a contractor like you, and I don't think his business is the type I can grow through social media. Thoughts?
Read it again. I missed it.
Currently in the warm outreach section of the copywriting campus in TRW. My cousin is on my contacts list, but he's a contractor like you, and I don't think his business is the type I can grow through social media. Thoughts?
Yeah, it's probably not, man. Construction is it's a different type of industry where you really have to get in touch with people in a different way. So I think you're probably right that you're not going to be able to help him with copy, but it doesn't mean you couldn't help a bunch of other people. And for that reason, I think that staying in the real world is probably a really good move. It's just finding those businesses that you can actually add value to and help. And your friend that's a contractor, your cousin, he's going to have to go about it a different way with, lunch and learns or architect contacts or, word of mouth. Angie's List. It depends on what kind of contractor he is, whether he's residential or commercial. But either way, if you stick in that campus, you'll find the people that you can help, and you can help them a lot. It goes a long way. Do a few more, and we'll get out of here.
All right.
Neighbors are screaming. Sterling's LSU must be doing okay.
Hiroshima packet with $20. Just moved down from Boston to SWLF, Southwest Florida, I'm assuming. My dad and I are super professional at renovations and finish carpentry, but we need more jobs to make the company bigger and start putting people to work for us. How he made a lot of money before? I don't get the question.
Well, I kind of get the question.
It's a category.
Look, man, there's a lot of guys out there teaching how to build remodel business. If I were you, man, I'd literally go on YouTube and type in how to grow my remodeling business. There's guys out there that can really teach you. They're doing direct mail. I'd hit the big neighborhoods. Like, I live in a country club. If I lived in a town where there's a country club and there's people that needed to spend money, especially right now where so many people have they're not moving because they refinanced a couple years ago when the interest rates dropped. So instead of buying a new house or a bigger house, they're just adding on to their house. So I'd look for those neighborhoods where the income was a little bit higher, and I'd blow those neighborhoods up with direct mail. I'd do Facebook ads. I'd do all of those things to try to get in front of the people that actually could pay me to do the big remodel, to do the pool, to do the gym, the big shed, the barn dominiums, all those things. Find those people in those neighborhoods that aren't going to move because they refinance at such a good rate, and see if you can get in front of them. I know that happens a lot around here, and I think you'll do well at it, man. You'll do real well. 2 more, and we're out.
All right. Should I do this one? It's just a thank you.
That one doesn't count. Thank you, Alex. You little handsome son of a bitch. You sorry, kid?
AC 2349 with $20. Hey guys, I think both of you are sexy.
Correct.
Not wrong.
My question is do you guys do military push-ups and diamond push-ups when you work out? Alan from Michigan.
I'm doing push-ups. I just do regular push-ups personally.
I do close grip push-ups, and then when I get tired, I'll start working my hands out. So I'll start right here. And then as I get tired, I go out because I can keep going if I go out.
Nice.
And I also turn my hands because it hits like that little part of the shoulder. Then when I get all the way tired, I'll put my ass in there and like put the pressure on the top of my chest and like pump. Even if I had to drop to like girl push-ups to do them, and I'll do my chest like that, and so I can get that squeeze. So that way I can kind of max out everything and keep going. I've been doing that since I was a kid.
Nice.
Brendan Hode with $20. The War Room TOV, 27, new home, new income streams, minus 15 pounds, second baby on the way, and I'm retiring my wife shortly. Kids free. Thanks, Sterling.
Come on.
To you two for chasing my life and the life of others in the world.
I know this guy. Well done, Brandon, man. I message you all the time, man. You've done a fucking fantastic job.
My G.
Bro, like this year, this guy has changed a lot this year. He's just killing it. Straight after stride, man. I'm very, very proud of you, man. Well done.
And look, man, that's to show all of you guys, man, the real world ain't no joke. Going to the real world will absolutely change your life, man. I'm telling you, it's one of the best decisions I ever made.
He's a war room guy, too.
Yeah, well, I know. I have 2 girlfriends.
Which one was that one?
I don't know anything about that, man.
All right, this last one.
Pick a good one.
Paramdir Singh with $20. Hello, Justin. I want to express my gratitude for our interaction on the Connect and for the thoughtful step-by-step advice you provide. It was a pleasure connecting with you.
Yeah, man. Look, if y'all have any questions specifically about your business, or if you want to do a video or a phone call with me, you can find me on Connect. I'm actually about to put the link in the bio on my Instagram. So if you guys want to get at me on Connect, man, it's actually helping Patrick Bet-David's business, which I'm a huge fan of. I like him a lot. I think he's a great, great man. And I'm proud to be a part of that group there. So I feel really lucky. And if you guys want to get in touch, I'll answer your questions directly on Connect.
That's awesome.
That's the last one. So there's a few more, or
Yeah, answer that $50 one. I feel bad.
all right. Jacob with $50. Recently saw the show you did with Richard Hart. What are your thoughts on Pulse Chain?
I bought the dip 3 times, baby.
Yeah, I've got some Pulse Chain. Shout out to my boy Miguel though, because I wouldn't have bought it without Miguel.
Yeah, Miguel goes sitting
Y'all
at the
need
right
y'all need to follow Dollar Cost Crypto, man. Miguel's a good dude. He calls me every time I need to buy something.
Yep.
I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm some kind of crypto guru. He calls me. I say, cool. It's group chat. Trace buy it. Trace buys it. I don't even have anything to do with it.
Done.
How much you need? 50? All right, cool.
But that's something we're sitting on for like till like 2025 probably.
Yeah.
Like that ain't
I got
making
a shitload of
that ain't making money right now, man. Like it's not.
Yeah.
I wouldn't like for all this kind of stuff. I don't recommend guys get into it unless they've got like dry powder that they are
A bunch
gonna
of money
use
sitting
for
around.
something.
Yeah.
Like it's not a cash flow thing. It's like a
It's like buying gold or something, man.
yeah.
And look, by the way, on Richard Hart, man, he was way cooler than I thought he'd be. He's a really, really cool guy. He's really nice, very intelligent. He brought me to the barbershop. He brought me to Richard's. And
yeah?
He was a good dude, man. I liked him. So
That's awesome.
all right, cool. Guys, we appreciate it. If you haven't considered joining the War Room, you should. And if you want to do some special things in the bedroom, go buy some of that wood, son. I'll see y'all next time.